Well, folks, I'm still at the graveyard, and I started the video a while ago, and if you was listening carefully at the end, you heard the phone ring, so I got interrupted. I'm going to finish this one. I don't care what kind of interruptions come up. I'm not answering the phone. I'm going to make this video. Folks, these flowers out here in this graveyard, they all out here in this graveyard, and they look real pretty. I'm talking about, these are some of the prettiest flowers I've seen all day that ain't real. They just ain't real. They are not real. And there's a whole lot of folks that are, they dress up real pretty sometimes. And they go to church and they sit on the pew, or they sit on the bench. They sit on whatever you want to call it, folks. I really don't know what you call it. They called it the pew where I was. Sit on the pew. And the pastor, gives them instructions, and they sing a few songs. And then they go home thinking they are Christians. They are Christians just about as much as these flowers out here are real and will grow. They have been put into something that is not going to bring them anywhere except back to church next Sunday with a few more songs, and the next Sunday until they finally meet, and they put them in the box, and then they bring the flowers and they come to the graveyard. Now, everybody that goes to church, some of them may be real Christians. But because I sang a song last year out here, and the name of that song was "The Wheat and the Tares Grow Together." The wheat and the tares grow together. It could be sung, "The wheat and the tares sit together." But I've done decided that God done left the church. They done decided that there's a spirit in there, all right, but it ain't the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost brings holy. And what's going on at the church ain't holy. All these folks say, "I got the Holy Ghost. I'm speaking in tongues." Well, big deal. The devil can speak in every tongue on the face of the earth, and if he gets in you, he'll have you speaking in tongues too. The devil ain't got in me, and I ain't worried about you speaking in tongues. If you're going to speak in tongues or pray in tongues, I pray you get an interpretation, because if I'm sitting there, I'm going to ask you what God tell you. That's what I'll do. Anyway, folks, as you can see, I'm on one of my tears today. I'm going to tear the tares up because they fitting to get burned up. This is 2018, and God's wrath is fixing to come. And it's going to come on the ones first that's in the house preaching the lies about his son. And don't ask me which house they in, because they're in the houses all over town. I won't be in one Sunday, folks. I really got my doubts I'm going to be in one. I'll be in my Father's house. And I'll be preaching whatever my Father wants me to preach. And I'm sitting out here on my mama's tombstone and my daddy's tombstone, and my grandmother and granddaddy is right next door. And if my family don't like what I'm doing, then they can come move the graveyard. Because as long as I'm as close to the house, I'll come out here and sit on my daddy's stone, and I'll say what I want to say. Yep, that's for family, friends, neighbors, and the rest, that might see this video. Yeah, folks, there's another spirit at work, and he disguises himself as a messenger of light. And he's built him a lot of houses, and he's in some temples. And God is fixing to examine each temple to see what's in it. That's the end of this message, folks. took 5 minutes and a few seconds. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I hear the crows. They ain't doing bad. Anyway, that's it. At the graveyard, the flowers are in the pot.